You need to hear something that no financial news anchor will say out loud, because saying it would force them to admit their own irrelevance. We are not in a recession. We are not in a correction. We are in a silent depression, and the silence is the most dangerous part. In 2026, $100,000 in annual income buys you the same lifestyle that $40,000 bought you in 2019. Do the math yourself. Rent up 42%, groceries up 35%, energy up 28%, childcare up 55%. But here is the psychological trick that is destroying Americans right now. You still see a six-figure salary on your pay stub, so you think you should feel safe. You do not feel safe. You feel exhausted, confused, and secretly ashamed because you cannot figure out where the money went. The shame is not your fault. It is a designed feature of this silent depression. Wall Street, Washington, and the media have a shared interest in keeping you quiet. A silent population spends. A panicked population hoards cash. A depressed population borrows. But a population that understands what is actually happening, that population stops playing the game by the old rules. And that is exactly what I am going to teach you right now. Let me give you a real example from last month, February 2026. A client I will call Sarah came to me in tears. Sarah is a marketing director in Chicago. She makes $108,000 a year. Her husband makes $62,000. Combined income, $170,000, which puts them in the top 20% of households in America. Sarah said to me, "We cannot save. We cannot buy a house. We have a car payment on a used Honda. We shop at Aldi. We never vacation. Where is our money going?" So we pulled every single transaction from 2025. Here's what we found. Their rent was $3,400 a month. Their health insurance premium with a high deductible was $1,200 a month. Their student loan payments combined were $900 a month. Their childcare for one toddler was $1,500 a month. That's $7,000 a month before they bought a single banana or put a single gallon of gas in their car. Multiply by 12, that's $84,000 gone to just rent, health, debt, and daycare. The remaining $86,000 sounds like a lot until you factor in taxes, which took 30%. That left $60,000 for everything else: food, transportation, utilities, clothing, car insurance, phone bills, and the thousand small cuts of modern American life. By December, Sarah and her husband had saved exactly $420. Here's the psychology that broke them. They did not feel poor. They felt insane, because every external signal said they were successful. Their friends envied their salaries. The silent depression does not care about your feelings or your status. It only cares about the gap between your nominal income and your real purchasing power. And that gap in 2026 is the widest it has been since 1982.
Let me explain why this feels so different from past downturns and why your brain is failing to protect you. In a normal recession, prices drop, assets get cheaper, unemployment rises, but the cost of living falls. In a silent depression, prices keep rising while wages stagnate. That is called a stealth tax on labor. And here is the neurological trap. Your brain anchors to your peak purchasing power. If you made $70,000 in 2020 and you make $90,000 in 2026, your brain celebrates the $20,000 raise. It does not automatically calculate that your rent is up $12,000, your food is up $5,000, and your insurance is up $3,000. You are actually worse off, but your brain cannot feel the loss because it's spread across dozens of categories. This is called fragmented loss blindness. The same psychology that keeps gamblers in a casino keeps you trapped in the silent depression. You do not see one big loss. You see 1,000 small leaks, and none of them alone feels like an emergency. So you do nothing. Meanwhile, the institutions that control the assets, The landlords, the healthcare conglomerates, the student loan servicers, the energy companies, they are not suffering. They are thriving. In 2025 alone, corporate profits from the rental housing sector increased 23%. Health insurance profits increased 18%. Your paycheck is being silently transferred to balance sheets you will never see. And the cruelest part is that you blame yourself. You think you need to budget better. You think you need one more side hustle. You think if you just grind harder, you will catch up. You will not catch up by grinding. You will only catch up by understanding that the rules of the game have changed, and playing by the old rules is a slow form of financial suicide. Stop here and let this land on you like a weight. You are not crazy. You are not bad with money. You are a normal person living through an abnormal economic event that has no name in the nightly news, no official declaration, and no political champion. That is what silent means. But silence does not mean you are powerless. The single most important psychological shift you can make today is to stop measuring your wealth in dollars and start measuring it in purchasing power units. Dollars are a story. Purchasing power is reality. In 2026, one purchasing power unit, which is what $1 bought you in 2019, now costs approximately $2.50 to acquire. That means if you're earning $100,000, you're really earning $40,000 2019. If you're earning $60,000, you're really earning $24,000. Once you accept this new baseline, your shame will disappear and your strategy will begin. Here is your motivational anchor for today. I am not falling behind. I am waking up to a game I did not know I was playing, and now that I see it, I can win it. You need to stop comparing your 2026 income to your 2020 income. Compare it to your 2026 expenses. And then you need to ask a different question. Not how do I earn more, but how do I own the things that are silently taking my money? The landlord owns your rent. The bank owns your interest. The utility owns your energy bill. The insurance company owns your premium. Every time you pay one of them, you are funding their wealth and your own slow decline. The wealthy in a silent depression do not earn more. They own more. They own the apartment building. They own the solar panels. They own the insurance alternative. You need to shift from being a consumer of necessities to being a partial owner of the systems that deliver those necessities. That is not easy, but it is the only path.
Here is your expert solution, built specifically for the American middle class in 2026, and you can start today. Step 1. Perform a silent depression audit. Write down every recurring expense you have for shelter, energy, food, healthcare, transportation, and debt service. Then, next to each one, write down an alternative where you become a partial owner instead of a pure consumer. For shelter, that is a duplex or a triplex where your tenants pay your mortgage. For energy, that is community solar shares or a co-op. For food, that is a deep freezer and buying a quarter cow or side of pork directly from a farmer. For healthcare, that is a health share plan combined with a medical expense fund that you invest. For transportation, that is selling the financed car and buying a reliable, older vehicle with cash. For debt service, that is the avalanche method applied to anything over 8% interest. Step 2. Implement the ownership first rule for the next 12 months. Before you spend $1 on any necessity, ask yourself, can I own the thing that provides this necessity instead of just renting access to it? The answer will often be no, but asking the question rewires your brain from victim to strategist. Step 3, and this is the master key for surviving and thriving in the 2026 silent depression. You must learn to produce something that is immune to the stealth tax. That means a skill or a product that is priced in real value, not nominal dollars. The plumber who charges $150 an hour is immune because you cannot outsource a clogged pipe to Vietnam. The person who knows how to install heat pumps is immune because energy efficiency has real value.
The person who can negotiate commercial leases is immune because every landlord needs tenants who pay on time. Your $100,000 salary is shrinking, but your skills, your owned assets, and your ability to solve real problems for real people, those are inflationary proof. The silent depression will end eventually, but the habits you build today, the ownership mindset, the audit discipline, the production identity, those will keep you wealthy for the rest of your life, no matter what the next decade brings. You are not a victim of 2026. You are a student of it. And the tuition you are paying right now, the pain of watching your paycheck evaporate, is the most expensive education you will ever receive. Do not waste it.